All right, fellow FanDuelers, players of the blue site, welcome back for the Week 4 preview of Grade A Fantasy. This will be part one. Getting kind of late here over on where I'm at, and brother got to wake up in the morning, so definitely gonna break this up into two parts. We'll go over running backs and we'll look at defenses, and then part two will be tomorrow because obviously I'll talk about quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends because obviously those combinations are stackable. So I apologize if I sound a little nasally. I think I got a little sick getting caught up in the rain with that hurricane slash tropical storm rising up the east. A lot of rain happened over the weekend and still rained into this morning. So I apologize for sounding a little nasally. As for me, I had a very profitable weekend. It was fine, a lot of fun. In the 25 and 20 max, I was kind of shocked to see. Now, I don't know if it's going to generate later, but FanDuel did not do the regular $2.25 max for 5K to first. They just went straight into which I already reserved. Uh, it's a $3.20 max, 10K to first. I don't know if the 25 max is coming back, but they definitely need to bring back both contests. Both contests filled last week, so I don't really see what the issue is. But hey, it's I'm just doing content and using FanDuel as a source and as a gaming site. But yeah, FanDuel, bring back the 25, bring back that 25 max $2. Uh, Both contests filled. It's not like either one was empty or there was some type of overlay. And if it didn't fill, it didn't fill by like maybe 100 people. That's not that much overlay at all. But yes, both contests did fill last week. But enough of that. Let's jump right into the slate, people. So, week 4, we're gonna start with the running backs. Oh man, before I do that, please like and subscribe. Once again, I had a very nice weekend and got some hockey tickets. Hockey is about 2 weeks away. Um, as also a follow up, episode 2 of Grade A picks on Prize Picks will be coming out either tomorrow or Thursday. I definitely had a good weekend there. I'm not gonna spoil that. I'll just show you. I'll just show you the results when I bring up the Prize Picks video. So hopefully that will start trending a bit more as I bring more content to the channel. And, people will start tailing the picks because it was a pretty good weekend overall. The RI was definitely on the up and up. So, as you see there, McCaffrey against Arizona has a nice matchup. 9,700 respectfully. Austin Eckler, I know he had the Q, but like I said, as the last reports were heard, even going into last weekend's game, there really is no timetable for Austin Eckler. Now, with Austin Eckler being out, I really see Austin Eckler being out at least for a few weeks. Here's why. We all fantasy players know playing fantasy, pardon me, excuse me, playing fantasy, and especially in season long, you know that teams are very cautious when an injury as serious as this is upon a player and a bye week is coming up. The Chargers do have not the earliest bye week, but they're like one of the first few because bye weeks really start week 5. I think their bye week is week 6. So if you just keep him out and just rest him and then have that bye week, Austin Eckler should be good to go for week 7. You avoid losing him automatically because of IR. So might as well just hold on to the spot that he has because now the Mike Williams news. We'll get into more of that tomorrow. Mike Williams had a kind of nasty looking injury, but I don't know what's actually going on with that as of yet or any confirmation. But I would definitely say Mike Williams is definitely looking like he's going to be out for a little bit. It did look kind of serious. He did have an MRI, and if I remember properly, results weren't the best. But they're playing, but they are, but oh, well, there it goes. I didn't really follow the news, but that injury did look bad, and yeah, it's confirmed he has season-ending torn ACL. So we will talk about we will talk about that more tomorrow. I did not really follow up, but that injury did not look good. I thought it was more like a sprain, maybe sprained MCL or whatever the case is, but it's never a good thing when you get carted out. So okay, so that's some news to worry about tomorrow as we talk about stacks. And as Los Angeles, the Chargers do have a nice matchup with the Chargers. I mean, with the Raiders. So no Austin Eckler, so we'll skip him going down. So from 97, we'll go all the way down to 84, which is a good thing, but it is a somewhat decent defense. Obviously, New England doesn't play like a 20th ranked defense, but hey, you got to go with the stats. Tony Pollard is still a solid play at home, especially with Dallas looking to bounce back, having that pretty much pathetic upset loss against Arizona. Once again, Josh Jacobs, he's always playable, and that's not the strongest run defense either. Josh Jacobs will have a nice matchup. That seems to be another game that can sneakily shoot out. Josh Jacobs will be relied upon. 8,200, definitely looking good there. Derrick Henry, very slow start to the season. He's looking to, I think this might be the game he looks to break out, but now it's to the point where the Tennessee offense is looking so pathetic that, yes, there were teams in the past couple of years that tried to do it, but they just couldn't. Plus, they were a little bit more talented Tennessee teams. But now it literally looks like every week it's not only just stack the box, but stack the box and just go at him. And the wide receivers, obviously, that they got, DeAndre Hopkins is not looking like his former self. Like I said, he's been around for a while, so that Tennessee offense is just looking like a mess. Is he a good play? Yes. Derrick Henry, they all throwing the ball to Henry. He's getting more opportunities, but right now it seems like that's a risky 8,000. But will I try to get to him in the 20 max that I'm in? Yes, I will try to get to him. After his amazing game, Raheem Mostert does have a more of a challenge at Buffalo. That's another game that people are going to be looking forward to. Those are always amazing games to play fantasy wise and or just even to watch just straight up. But being at Buffalo, that will be a challenge. DeAndre Swift, he had his second straight 100-yard game. They're definitely feeding him the ball, so he's definitely putting his foot down on the position of being the man here in Philly alongside Jalen Hurts. But that is a tough Washington matchup. Like I said, I've always warned before. If there's front sevens that I do respect, it's Washington and front seven. It is Washington. Teams like Tampa Bay, even though Swift did run over Tampa Bay or whatever. But hey, that's a huge offensive line as well. So DeAndre Swift, he does have a nice matchup. And we'll keep going down here. Kyron Williams at Indianapolis, 7,600. That's also looking fine. We'll keep going down. I think this might be the week now with a good matchup. You can run on Carolina. That defense, Carolina does have a sturdy front seven, but they're also battling injuries. The problem with Alexander Mattison is this might be the week where Cam Akers does get affiliated with the team he did just sign just before the weekend. Just before the weekend came, he's going to get practices. The question is, Alexander Mattison at 7,200, or do you look down a little further and try to get to Cam Akers, who's 5,500? But I don't think Cam Akers is that worthy of it. He's a dart throw because he could get some goal line touches or whatever the case is. They are steadfast that Madison is the man. Now he is just getting affiliated, so I do see Cam maybe getting somewhere a floor of 8 to 10 touches just to get himself introduced. 8 to 10 touches, not just carries, just 8 to 10 touches. Because they don't really throw the ball to Madison. Cousins is not the type to really throw the ball to the running back. I mean, they had a guy like Dalvin Cook, but this year the passes are straight up going to either Hawkinson, Osborne, Addison, and obviously JJ. So Akers 5,500. That's one of those I'm waiting to see how they use him first, and then maybe I'll start thinking about picking him maybe week 5, week 6. So this is literally probably like after this weekend, this is probably literally going to be his like maybe second practice. Because literally he passed a physical Thursday, and I think he probably went through some warm ups, practice, and walkthrough on Friday, and then the game was there Sunday. So really, Cam Akers hasn't really done much, but he does get a week to get affiliated. So a floor of 8 to 10 touches, and maybe a max of 12 to 14. So I don't see him getting 15 touches in this game. I don't. I really don't. I see him getting a few touches to give Madison some win. And then of course maybe there's gonna be stretches in the game where they'll be like, okay, let's start this drive with Cam Akers, that kind of thing. Let's keep going back up or keep going down. James Cook, he's somebody that's supplanted himself as the man in Buffalo. I do like Buffalo running against that Miami. That Miami defense is susceptible to the run. So 6,800 James Cook looks like a nice play. Miles Sanders, he's an interesting play. Carolina will look to run that ball, but also we'll see what the offense looks like. The offense definitely looked a little more livelier, and under Andy Dalton, their rookie quarterback still under concussion protocol. Maybe by the second week he could be on the up and up to play next week, but we'll see. Alvin Kamara, that's one of the big stories. He's coming back, but doesn't come back to the best matchup. Now, yes, Tampa Bay did just get run on by the Eagles, but then again, that Eagles front line is one of the best in the league. New Orleans, okay front line, solid front line. But Alvin Kamara is coming back to take that spot. So Alvin Kamara coming back, making his season debut at 6,500. Tampa Bay is definitely not a run. Is not a team that you're going to look forward to run against. No, but like I said, New Orleans knows what to do with Kamara, and Kamara will be coming out of the backfield to catch passes as well. The thing is, will it be Derek Carr or will it be Jameis Winston? If it's Jameis Winston, I definitely going to be loving the receivers more than Kamara coming out of the backfield catching passes. But hey, Winston likes to get it down the field. So Alvin Kamara could be looking at, instead of maybe a few extra screen passes to get him back into game shape. I'm pretty sure he's been practicing with the team and everything, but obviously he was practicing probably more first team, and first team reps went to Derek Carr. So him and Jameis Winston should make things interesting. We'll keep going down here. Dameon Pierce, he finally got it going after it was all about Stroud and the 3 wide receivers. Dameon Pierce does have a nice matchup against Pittsburgh. CJ Stroud will have to look out for TJ Watt, so maybe they nullify that pressure with some of the run game. Dameon Pierce is interesting at 63. Look, we all love Najee Harris, but the rumors around he's losing some of his touches to the guy who's literally a couple of hundred under Jalen Warren. Najee Harris is starting to give me Trent Richardson vibes, and I think a lot of people are seeing that. High draft pick, but the talent just doesn't seem to be there. The explosion. Now with Trent Richardson had a very productive and had a more productive rookie season than him. Now, yes, people still know Pittsburgh still has to address the offensive line, and there's still other things. Plus, they seem to have a developing future with Kenny Pickett, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, stuff like that. But Najee Harris is losing carries and touches. Now, they all force feeding on the ball, but 19, 10, and 6, that's not consistent. Not consistent at all. Because when you look at Jalen Warren is more of a consistent bench play, but he's running harder. 8, 6, 9. But most importantly, they're using him out the backfield. Those are literally consistent touches. Those touches are all around. Now, Najee's still the main guy? Yes. But there is truth. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There is truth of Jalen Warren getting more work. I think that's going to continue trending up. Right now, it's more like a 60-40 backfield, but I definitely see as time goes on, Jalen Warren could be a sneaky play because of how hard he runs and how explosive he is. With this matchup, don't be surprised Jalen Warren outscores Najee Harris, even though this is a terrific this is a terrific matchup for that pair of running backs. So it's going to be interesting to see who tallies more and how the touches are going to be. But I think picking either or is a good choice, Najee or Jalen Warren. Ah, boy. Okay, let me just get this out the way. Yes, I know. I know. I said fade him. I was right 2 weeks ago. Last week, I figured it was a better matchup. The man didn't do a damn thing. So, Joshua Kelly, I just, I have to do it. I think this is the first time I've thrown shade on somebody because of fantasy, but Joshua Kelly.
You suck, you jackass.
So, yeah, now that I got that out the way, man, geez, I don't know what to do. But in this matchup, I mean, it's the Raiders. They're home. I see him at least getting some goal line looks. They should be able to move the ball against the Raiders. This is fantasy, guys. I know he sucks even in fantasy as a real football player, as you some might feel, but in the 20 max, I'm gonna get to him. He's 6,000. He's the main guy. Unless we hear something in practice that they're gonna plan on giving touches to somebody else, like Spiller, or I forgot the other running back's name, but you got in the 20 max. I'm gonna try and get to him at least 3 times. That week that I said that I was gonna fade him, I still put him in 2 lineups in the 25 max. I did. Had to take a shot. I mean, his price opens up so much. He's 6,000. Oh man, I people are just frustrated with him, literally. I think in the 25 max, I think I got the Joshua Kelly 7 to 8 times. I definitely had more of him than I ever had, and it just didn't go. It just didn't work. But as we go down lower, this is where I think these two guys are in, and they go against each other. So this is going to be interesting. Two teams that are horrible against the run, both Khalil Herbert and Javonte Williams. Now, I did compare Javonte Williams with Breece Hall because those are two outstanding rookies from last year that started out hot and then boom, knee injuries hurt them both. Breece Hall seems to be starting to get the legs under him. Javonte Williams, it's true what Denver said. He's healthy. They need to let him loose. Javonte Williams is definitely somebody that will be on eye for me. Both of them will be. Both of them at 58, which is a very interesting coincidence. So looking at these two talented running backs, the two worst run defenses in the league, I will definitely be looking at getting these two. And as we keep going down, I mean, this right here is all, narrative. Zeke going back to Dallas, not just playing Dallas, but going back to Dallas. Like I said, Cam Akers is going to make his Vikings debut. After that, there's not really much here. I mean, Chuba Hubbard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There ain't really much to say here with these guys. Not at all. Not really much. But those are the guys that I find interesting in the running back field. Let's go to defense. This week, we do not have the over-the-top price defense. Everything is back to regular. Like I said, whoever picked Dallas last week, man, that did not work for you at all. It definitely did not. Once I saw the Cardinals up 10-0, I was like, okay, fine. It looks horrible right now, but I thought Dallas would be able to turn over Joshua Dobbs and these guys, and no, it never happened. They just kept moving the ball, kicking field goals, and it just never worked out. So I definitely didn't have any of Dallas. I damn sure didn't have any of Buffalo. Buffalo ended up scoring. What did Buffalo score last week? Buffalo ended up rocking a... Jesus Christ, a 32. I heard they broke the sleeper. God damn. So Philly and Washington. I mean, hey, Washington is, they're not the most explosive offense. That's a strong Philly defense. And Philly at home, yes, I will definitely take that. Philly being at home, the Buccaneers at New Orleans. This is a very interesting pick, and this will probably be the first time that I'm highly interested in paying up. Why? Is Jameis Winston. Definitely, yes, it's a pass funnel, but guess what? Jameis will throw interceptions. That's what he's known for. So I'm actually looking forward to Washington's definitely more controlled offense, and they try to keep it on the ground, have and make Howard not do too much. Plus, scrambling quarterbacks do help in reducing turnovers unless they don't fumble. But when Jameis Winston stepping back, like I said, that's still a talented Tampa Bay front seven. So that I'm not gonna lie, I like them way more than I like the Eagles. Like I said, just because of the upside of Jameis Winston. Dallas at home, they're gonna look to rebound. That's gonna be an angry defense. They're gonna look to rebound at home against New England, so definitely look out for that. Anything else here that like really stands out to me? I mean, New Orleans at home always stands out to me. Plus, with a guy like Baker Mayfield, who's prone to throw interceptions as well. So either defense is playable. 4,500. Who else? Cincinnati on the road, interesting at 41 because if they shut down Henry, they'll make Tennessee pass, which would make Tannehill drop back more. So that will make them interesting if that game script comes through like that. Oh man, this is where it gets interesting. Los Angeles at home is interesting against Las Vegas. Uh, if they could quicken up the pace, if they could quicken up the pace and maybe get some big plays on Jimmy G and sack him and put some pressure and sack him, and then make them a one-way team, then Jimmy G might get pressured into a couple of interceptions here and there, or at least a strip sack fumbles towards the back. Denver, Chicago, I honestly feel you could go either way. Denver's at 39 though. They're on the road. Yeah, I don't really like anything else here. Like I said, Chicago at 33. If there's a pay down, I think that's the pay down that I like. I like Chicago at 33. I definitely do. Definitely do like that. So yeah, pay down option. Chicago at 33, but that is a horrible defense. But then again, they're at home playing against a very disappointing and discombobulated team that just literally gave up 70. So pay down option 3,300 Chicago. Other than that, other options that I like 3,900 at home Los Angeles. Like I said, I do like Denver opposite that game as well. Cincinnati is also a decent option. But like I said, my favorite pay up option, I'm definitely gonna try and get. I'm definitely gonna try and get me to some Tampa Bay against James Williams. I mean James Winston. Definitely, without a doubt, that definitely looks like a top play for me. So I'll definitely try and work that in or whatever. But like I said, if you're playing cash games, you look at the pay down. Hey, Russell could throw some interceptions, make some mistakes. The offense just looks horrible, or they're just in a slog fest with these two teams, and then maybe they just get a couple of turnovers in. 3,300. All you really need is some sacks, maybe a strip sack or whatever. Like I said, interceptions can happen anytime, but Russell's not that bad. It's not like he's an inaccurate. He's just playing bad. But Chicago at home, 33. I like that as a cash game. I mean, you could throw them in your GPP, but I don't think Chicago's going to generate any points for you. I mean, look, they're not. I mean, them and Las Vegas are not even averaging a point currently, fantasy wise. So I think even Denver, even after getting their ass whooped, they're averaging 1.66. So I mean, it's not as fun and interesting as last week, but like I said, not every slate is the same. So I hope you guys like this part one. This is a very quick and abbreviated. Once again, I apologize for how I sound. Like I said, I'm a little nasally, but hopefully I sound a little better. It's not that I feel bad. I'm just sounding a little under the weather. But getting late here. Other than that, look out for part two tomorrow of the week 4 preview. Also, look out for grade A picks on prospects. That's coming out. That's also coming out. I might do some research and might even do 2 videos tomorrow because the prospect videos are short. So if I get some research done, I can do 2 videos back to back. And other than that, I really hope you guys just like the content and the fantasy advice. And yeah, before I sign off, just wanted to, say one last thing from me and all the DFS, DraftKings, and season long players. One more time. Even though I do believe in you this week, and I'm going to believe in you one more time. Joshua Kelly,
You suck, you jackass.